Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Skill37, and today I'm going to be reviewing Dark Souls for the PlayStation 3. Now, I just beat this game today. This game is crazy. This game is bananas. A lot better than Demon Souls, and I cannot believe how much better this game is than Demon Souls. I thought Demon Souls was the absolute truth. I put like over 500 hours in that game. I beat the game like 20-something times. Excuse me. Now I played this game. I enjoyed the living hell out of it. It took me over 67 hours to beat Dark Souls, my first playthrough. I pretty much spent my majority of my time exploring different areas, getting lots of different weapons, unlocking different things, just really getting the most of my first playthrough. Tried out different spells, different tactics and whatnot. Played online with Treasy504, a couple other people, and actually wait. Did I play online with Treasy504? No, we talked on Skype. Wow, we played Dark Souls. He played his game, I played my game, but we were always like, he was always one step ahead of me, and then I was a step ahead of him, and then he beats the game before I do, and I just beat the game. But I pretty much played like a large majority of this game while chatting with him on Skype, and we're just both like, dude, this game is so amazing. But yeah, man, this game is bananas because this game is hard. It's hard to sell, and it's very satisfying. All right, this game is not for everyone though. It really isn't, because even me, like I'm really big on RPGs. I love a challenge and shit. But there have been times where I had the control in my hand. And I was just like, fuck. I'm like twisting the shit out of the controller and shit. But yeah, 67 plus hours to beat this masterpiece. I don't think I found a single thing wrong with this game, like at all. Nothing. I like the fact that the developers took a chance with this game. They made it harder than Demon Souls, and they stood their ground with the online and kept it the same as it was, and kept it the same basically. Like everyone's complaining about, oh, there's no voice chat in Demon Souls, there's no invite system. That's because the developers of this game don't want you to play the game with your friends. They don't want you to have the luxury of having one of your superpowered friends beat the game for you. They want you to experience the game with random other people and use your experience as a gamer to traverse dungeons and shit and come out victorious. And the lack of voice chat is for the concept of souls are helping you. These are souls. They're not supposed to be able to talk to living players. That's the concept of no voice chat. It's not that they forgot voice chat. It's not that, it's basically understand where they're coming from. These are souls helping you. You summon souls to help you on your quest. Not going to be talking to you. They're just there. Alright? The game is ultimately a single player game. People act like because the game has an online mechanic, it's a multiplayer game. Demon Souls and Dark Souls are single player games. They are single player games with minor online mechanics to enhance your single player experience. This is not a multiplayer game. I love this. I love the risk they took with this, and it's very successful. It's very sharp. It works. I love the concept of where they're coming from, and it works so well. And anyone who dares to argue with this is stupid, because you're so spoiled by other games that every other game is the same with multiplayer, and then you just don't sit there. You don't think of the concept of a single player game with online capabilities to assist you in your single player experience. That's the point. That's what they have explained in several interviews and on the forums. This is not a multiplayer game. It is a single player game with multiplayer functions so that other players can assist other players. Ultimately, though, the game is played alone, which fucking rocks. So let's get on to the review and a couple other things. Also, be sure to check out the links in the video description below at the end of this video for a bunch of helpful shit. I'm going to leave the links to a couple websites, how to get specific items, beat bosses, a couple of channels I believe you should follow, and whatnot. Then, of course, my review in general, and a couple things for those who are new to my channel, because my previous video where I teach you how to farm souls has over 20,000 views. I'm getting a lot of new subscribers. One, stop talking to my fucking fire alarm. I can't figure out what's wrong with it. I changed the battery like 1,000 times. I think it's the wiring on the inside. 2, stop talking about the way I talk. I curse a lot. I live in New Jersey. And if you know what I did for a living, you'd realize why I curse a lot. Plus, I was raised by Italians. I'm Puerto Rican, but I was raised by Italians. And I grew up, one of the first words that ever came out of my mouth was fuck. So, and 3, I don't know what suburban neighborhood you guys are from, but never have I ever, like, heard this. Like, it was only until I came on YouTube I heard, oh, God, you know, you curse a lot. You try to be tough. What? What kind of white boy shit are you on? I'm sorry, I had to say that. That's just the absolute truth. The hell kind of shit? You come to where I fucking live and say that shit. Oh, you curse, try to be tough. You get slapped in the face 2-second style. So, here's my review of the game. And tell me what you guys think in the video description below. Make sure you leave your feedback and whatnot. And at the end of the day, remember, I love everybody equally. But just remember, I'm just better than every one of you because, you know, I'm Master Snake. And my hair is amazing. But, yeah, so what story? Story sucks, right? And Demon Souls, you know, in Demon Souls 1, well, we're going to refer to it as Demon Souls 1, you know, you were this knight summoned to help out the other kingdom that's in peril, and nothing makes sense. Like, literally nothing makes sense. Nothing's explained. You traverse the environment. You go to all these cool locations, all right? You fight all these badass bosses, the bosses of which have something to do with the location you're in. You traverse all this stuff. You go to all these cool-ass dungeons. You fight these big-ass dudes. You meet all these NPCs, but nothing is explained. You don't know what the hell is going on. You play the game. You beat the game. You fought the bosses. You unlock a bunch of shit. And even your main character's on the screen like, yo, why the fuck am I doing all this shit? Like, I don't even understand this fucking game. I'm the main character of the game. I don't even understand what the fuck's going on. Why am I here? Why am I dying, coming back to life? I don't understand this shit. Same concept in Dark Souls. Sure, in Dark Souls, in the beginning of the game, they explain a lot to you. They explain the whole concept of what's going on. But even then, there's only one real big cutscene in the game. When you beat the fucking game, you treat it to a 5-second ending, the game ends. I'm like, oh shit. Like, there's lots of different environments, lots of different NPCs, awesome boss battles, wonderful environment, everything, soundtrack, everything's great. But nothing's explained. Like, Dark Souls, developers, please, in your next game, explain. It's an RPG. You're missing out on the most important mechanic of an RPG, a story. Your game lacks a story. You have wonderful environments. You have a wonderful game in general. Your game kicks ass. You have an online system that is unique and different, but you have no story to back it up. Your game pretty much, actually, in all reality, has no point. Story sucks ass. And, you know, as a humongous fan and supporter of your franchise, if you make a third game, please hire a story writer, something. Please, thank you, thank you. Your story sucks. End of discussion. I'm just being honest with it. I am an honest reviewer. It's true. Graphics kick fucking ass. Different environments, awesome lighting, awesome shading, awesome shadow effects. There's sparks and shit. I fucking love the lighting in this game. I love how the world reflects off your armor. There's lots of different armors, and you know, graphics just fucking rock. There's a problem with the graphics though. It is the engine. The frame rate tends to dip in specific areas, especially when you get to the fucking Blight Town, whatever it's called, when you're on the ground, the swamps and shit. The frame rate tends to literally die, like literally starts skipping. What in the shit? Even on the Xbox 360 version, I actually people have the Xbox 360 version where they have the luxury of installing the game. They say the same thing. What the shit? Why does this game have frame rate issues in certain parts of the game? Luckily, the frame rate issues are never during boss battles. They're never during big fights. It's typically when you're traversing the environment and shit like that. But that's annoying as shit, because in Demon Souls, there really wasn't that many frame rate issues. In Dark Souls, it's quite a handful. Luckily, they don't actually deter from your experience with the game, but they're there, and it's fucking annoying. So the graphics are great, minus the fucking technical issues with the frame rate and shit like that. Sound effects. The sound is awesome. For the fact that there's not many sound effects. When you're traversing the environment, all you hear is your character walking, your character swinging a sword, the sound effects of swords clashing, the enemies when they come at you and they die and they're all like, come at me bro and shit. The sound effects are great. Then when you enter a boss battle, the entire game is real nice and quiet. But when you enter a boss battle, all of a sudden, dun, 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 you hear this crazy fucking music. The soundtrack just kicks ass. Right? So on top of this gothic looking world, you have a really like dark soap opera gothic soundtrack that just blows your fucking mind. Every boss fight has a different soundtrack. Literally, every single boss fight has a different soundtrack. Go on YouTube, look at all the different soundtracks for all the boss battles, and in every fight you're gonna have the same look in your face like I did. So fucking epic. The soundtrack to this game is phenomenal in terms of boss battle music. And then when you're not actually fighting a boss, when you're traversing the environment, there is no actual ambiance, which is cool because it makes the game that much darker. It makes it that much more eerie. You're really paying attention to the environment. Let me see. So the sound effects are great. The controls work. I'm gonna talk about the controls. And all my reviews, I always talk about the controls. I always say the same thing. They work. The controls fucking work. I had a couple issues with the controls though. Once in a while, my controls seem to die. It's not my controller. My controller is full battery. I have 2 fucking controllers. I charge them both at the same time. I don't understand. I can't explain that. In a couple of fights I'm in, I'm like holding L1 to block. My man like, nah, dude, I ain't blocking shit. Oh, now you're dead. I just lost 50,000 fucking souls. Now I'm frustrated. I respawn. And I try to go back to my souls. I die again. Now I just lost 50,000 souls. I want to break this fucking game in half. Why? Because my fucking guy didn't want to block. Because the game sometimes lags with the control input. It's retarded. It doesn't happen often. It happens rarely. But it happens at the worst fucking moments that you have the control in your hand and you're swinging. You're pressing specific buttons. You're like, roll, bitch. Roll. Jump out the way. Pull your shield up. You guys like this. Nah, I'm on lunch break and shit. Whoa, what the fuck? So fix that shit, pass that shit. It happens rarely, but the few times it does happen, you will fucking die, and it's really fucking annoying. Thank you. Thank you, Bandai. Thank you. Thank you. But the controls work, though. You know, just had to get that out there. Let me see. The gameplay is phenomenal. The gameplay is awesome. It's relentless. It will challenge you. You will be upset with this game, but you will love it at the same time. That's what makes the game so fucking magical and like mystical and shit. It's like a fucking Disney ride on crack for adults. This game is unforgiving and very old school like. It's new school in a sense, whereas the modern day gameplay, graphics, shit like that. Old school in a sense that mistakes not tolerated. You're in the middle of a fight and you don't have your shield up, or you miss an attack. The AI's like, oh, wide open, boom, boom, you're dead. It's over. You made a mistake. That's how boss battles are. You make one mistake in a boss battle, bam, you're dead. One hit. You can have the best armor in the game, bam, you're dead. Fuck you. That's how it works. This game is literally should be called fuck you, because when you die or you make a mistake, the game gives this to you. Literally. You see it on the loading screen. You see the developer in the background. Ha, dumb bitch, we got you $60 and shit. You fucked up. But yeah. This game is amazing because it's so fucking hard. I fucking love it. It's great. Yes, I say the word fuck a lot. Stop bitching about it. I'm tired of you people going, oh my god, you curse so much. I'm sorry I offended your virgin ears and you were raised in white suburbia where you never seen a fucking black guy in your goddamn entire fucking life, or a typical Puerto Rican like myself. We curse a lot. It's something we do. I'm 23 years old. I don't want to hear you little 5-year-olds making comments on my video. You curse like you try to sound tough. Come say shit to my goddamn face. White suburbia is retarded. I hate you people. I swear to God. I'm not trying to sound racist. It's just that where I'm from, this is how we typically talk. And people that live in other parts of the world, where you think you're better than other people who live in the city, you just annoy the shit out of me. Because you wouldn't come to where I live and talk like that. Because you wouldn't insult a dude to his face, talk like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. When you make half the money I make, then you come talk to me. That's why I afford all this shit, because I'm awesome. And you're not. But I have to get that the way too. I just feel like, hiking on people. I got a lot of subscribers that are just retarded. And then I got my subscribers that are cool, like Star Sandy and Yakudo, and all my fellow YouTubers, and we totally understand each other and shit like that. That's why do you think we YouTubers don't play with our subscribers? Because most of you guys, no offense, are retarded. You just are. You're just really retarded. But yeah, gameplay is unforgiving. All right, you will spend an hour or two traversing an environment, and then you make a mistake where you fall, and you're just like fuck, and there's no like it's just like you gotta really play this game like this. I fell! Ugh! That's basically what happens. But it's so fun though. And what's great? You get to play this game when you're alive or dead. When you're dead and you're alive, it doesn't really change the game at all. It just means you have more options when you're alive. When you're alive, you get to summon other people to your game. What happens is, I'm gonna explain the online mechanics to you. Well, first, let me get this out the way. There's lots of bosses in this game, lots of fucking bosses. They're humongous, they take up most of the screen. But even though you can die in 1 or 2 hits, the game and the developer try to explain to you, there is a secret and there is tactics to everything. Just because an enemy can one-shot you, just because a boss can hit you one time and kill you, doesn't mean the boss is hard. Most of the bosses are actually generally easy. Once you figure out an enemy's pattern, and once you figure out a proper tactic, you can like literally play this game for hours and not die. But the concept is to learn from your mistakes and try again. The game, even though it's relentless and unforgiving, it's not that hard once you figure the game out. That's what made Demon's Souls so popular. The casual gamer got intimidated easily by the difficulty. The hardcore gamer enjoyed the difficulty, mastered it, and then praised it because it was challenging, but it wasn't cheap. There's nothing cheap about this game. When you die, it's your fault. It's never the game's fault. The game is not cheap. The game is a program to be cheap. You make a mistake, you're gonna fucking pay for it. So when you are alive in this game, you have the luxury of summoning other people to your game. What happens is, let's say I'm dead, I'm bored, I'm gonna go to a specific area of the game, put up a soul sign where a person who's alive can summon me to their game, and I can help them. Hence the concept of a single-player game with online mechanics to assist you in your single-player experience. There is no online menu. There is nothing like that. It's you progress a single-player game, you eventually gain access to items that allow you to have multiplayer functions. You will use these items to assist players or have players assist you on your adventure. You can also invade other players' games and wreak havoc and troll them, literally troll them and kill them for fun, making their adventure harder. Or people can invade you and vice versa. Then there's covenants. Covenants are like side missions. Basically, covenants are, as you traverse the entire game and world, you eventually come across covenants, groups, clans that you can do missions for, or different just things. And mostly, the rewards for covenants are just cosmetic, or you can be able to get like a dragon head, shit like that. Or you get a couple of different spells and shit, blah, blah, blah. I just go from 1 to 3, I'm retarded. But yeah, you know, covenants are like a distraction at most. But yeah, the online mechanics are awesome because they allow players to help each other, right? A person who's dead and helps a person who's alive will gain the ability to come alive again in their own game because they help the player succeed in their mission. Remember, this game is not an online game. It's a single-player game with online mechanics where players can help each other to help them with their single-player experience. Also, players can leave messages on the floor. You can there's an item you can leave messages on the floor that are all pre-made though, and to help players. Like, you know, I go to a wall and I didn't know that this wall can be hit to reveal something else. Well, luckily, player from fucking Germany, aka West Bubblefuck, left a message on the floor that I picked up, and I said, oh yeah, hit this wall and shit. So now I hit the wall, I broke it. I'm gonna go back to the message. I'm gonna rate it. And then I'm like, oh yeah, you know, thanks for the help and shit. That player in his world is gonna get extra healing items because I fucking liked his fucking, you know, message and shit. You see, online mechanics to assist each other in your single player experience. This is not a multiplayer game. I'm gonna say it one more time. It's a single player game with online mechanics to assist your single player experience. There is no menu to go online. Once you experience the online in this game, you will appreciate it. You will appreciate the lack of voice chat. You will actually appreciate it. The game stays eerie. There is nothing more eerie than being alive in the game, worried about the boss battle coming ahead, right? Scared because one hit can kill you, looking for assistance from other players, worried in the back of your head that a Black Panther might invade your game. This game is the shit. This game is unforgiving, relentless. It is the absolute fucking truth. It is original. It takes chances, and it succeeds. There is nothing wrong with this game. Nothing wrong with this game. The only thing wrong with the game are technical issues. The controller fucking input dying out, and the frame rate dips. This game gets a 9.5 out of 10 from me. Treasy504 gave this game a fucking 10 out of 10 on his website, DualShock Nexus. I'm going to leave a lot of links in the video description below. This is my longest video I think I ever did. But this game definitely deserves a shot by you. If you think you are a gamer, you cannot talk to me unless you have beaten Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Do not even call yourself a hardcore gamer till you have defeated and conquered and stabbed this game in the fucking heart. Dark Souls for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, 9.5. The successor to Demon Souls just got better. And the online mechanics return. This game is fucking phenomenal. You gotta get this shit. 9.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to leave a comment and a thumbs up, whatever. Go check out my other video where I teach you how to soul farm and shit. And yeah, deuces. Peace. My mouse.